I've seen Tony take a man out with one punch. He did it last year on January 21st, 1982, when he stopped Kenny Heflin in the second round. One big right hand did the trick.
Now he tries to go to the body. That one's smothered by Parker. Tony Braxton in the red hat, or rather White Braxton in the red hat.
Champ. What a fighter he is. Biggest fight of his life coming up against Michael Spink in a few days.
Third round, and it's been a good one here for Braxton, who lands a little left hook at the bell. And there you see Tony Braxton, and there you see White Braxton, the light heavyweight champ, one of the two.
He's quiet right now, but during the round, he's yelling encouragement to his brother. He's jumping up and down. It's like a workout with White. Only one man has never beaten him, Johnny Davis, and then they had a rematch, and he outpointed him with ease.
And of course, he literally ended the career of Matthew Saad Muhammad, although there are rumors that Saad is thinking of perhaps a comeback. And speaking of comebacks, next month on Prism, two guys who have been there in the light heavyweight division, Richie Cates will be fighting in a 10-round bout, as will former light heavyweight champ Mike Rossman.
So I understand looks tremendous in his gym workouts. The right lead.
Mike Rossman has now started working with Willie O'Neill, who previous to Rossman's return was managing just one fighter, that Jolton Jeff Chandler. All right, here in round 4, we've got Curtis Parker and Tony Braxton. Parker starting strong in the first couple of rounds. Braxton a nice rally in round 3. That's the way I would score it.
Tony Braxton is one of only 2 men ever to beat Frank the Animal Fletcher. The other man, of course, Wilfred Scipion, who did it last month in Atlantic City.
Parker now applying the pressure. Braxton trying to fight him off.
Notice the defense of Tony Braxton. Although Curtis Parker's throwing up most of the shots, Tony's picking them off, and Tony is landing.
Left hooks inside are catching Parker. There's a right hand that catches Parker.
I think as the two are in close, Curtis Parker's standing too straight up. He's got to bob and weave a little bit more because he's getting caught just like he did then by the right hand.
Braxton has scored to the body with his left. He's scored over the top with the right hand. And he's also been able to fight off the blows of Parker in this round. Both fighters, though, capable. One shot, see you later. So all the other stuff doesn't count. We're a little bit further along than halfway through this 4th round. As Braxton again with that glancing right hand. Parker's defense on that right hand just seems to be to turn the other cheek a little bit.
He kind of rides with the punch, but sooner or later he's not going to ride with it, and it's going to really do some damage.
Inside, and it's now heating up to the war that we expected.
Gotta watch the heads. They just banged heads in close.
Right hand to the body by Parker. Got under the elbow, the left elbow of Braxton.
Parker's not using the jab as much, but when he is and it lands, it is a hard, pulverizing jab.
Parker came in at 1 pound heavier than Braxton. There's a right hand by Braxton and a right hand by Parker. 30 seconds here in the 4th round. As the punches are beginning to get a little bit harder. Good left and right by Braxton, who has Parker against the rope. Above us, Braxton scoring.
Very heavy shots. Those left hooks, Braxton has thrown 3, now 4 left hooks, and every one has caught Parker flush on the right side of the face.
The bell ends that 4th round, and that was a banger. Believe us, we could hear those babies. And a slugfest developing here. And Tony Braxton coming on a little bit. Willing now to mix it up punch for punch with Curtis Parker. Let's watch some of the highlights of that round. They were right above us with this kind of action.
There's one of the left hooks that missed, but most of the hooks that Braxton threw in the last minute of that round were catching Curtis Parker on the right side of his jaw. And he took them and just kept throwing right back. A war of attrition on the inside. I think you've just only begun to see some of the action of this fight.
5th round coming up. We're scheduled his career, but capable, if he can put it together and get his personal problems aside, of being in that upper echelon. A good test for both men. This will tell a lot.
Now Curtis is beginning, when he's in front of the man, to bob and weave a little bit more.
Going back to that jab, he must have been reminded in the corner by Quenzel McCall, hey, you were doing fine.
And now he just slipped underneath the left hook. I wonder how many middleweights or junior middleweights could stand up under this kind of relentless attack that both men are showing up here tonight.
It was a good right hand by Braxton. Sent a spray of water flying from the head of Curtis Parker. That right hand sort of landed on the shoulder more than the jaw, although Parker wide open. Now Braxton peppering with lefts and rights. Parker getting hit with a lot of right hands in this fight. We're in the 5th round.
Tony is blocking a lot of those body shots. As we said earlier, he's got pretty good defense.
Coming up on the 1-minute mark here in round number 5. Parker trying to go to the body. You know one thing, stamina is going to come into play here if it hasn't already.
Oh, no question about it. These guys are fighting at a pace where if neither man is in the best of shape, they're going to fold.
Left hook by Braxton is scored, as does another one. Back-to-back left hooks by Braxton. There's the third, not quite as effective.
And that might have been the first time that Curtis Parker has been backed up this fight.
Braxton now landing solidly. And he comes on here with about 30 seconds left here in the round.
Well, this is how Tony Braxton fought Frank Fletcher. This is how he fought Singletary, and he lost close decisions both times. You could see why he was depressed after the loss.
Braxton fighting like he's fighting for his life up there, Randy.
Well, I think his fistic life, he might be.
Parker, as the bell ends round number 5, the action really getting warm, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Chariots of Fire.
She's hurt, Tony. She's hurt.
All of a sudden, this becoming a tough fight to score. Curtis Parker starting in rounds 1 and 2 like he might make a short fight of it, but Braxton rallying. Randy, let's watch the action in the 5th round.
3 minutes of the round, there was 3 minutes of work by both fighters. Neither man let up on the other.
So we go to round 6. And Parker starts it off with a little right hand in close. The cheeks of both fighters now starting to get a little puffy, and why not?
Curtis is digging those right hands to the body as hard as he would hit a heavy bag, really letting them go.
Ooh, there's one a little bit too low, and that's going to draw a warning from Vincent Brinoni.
You know, Tony is so into this fight that he didn't even feel the low shot.